The overall goal of the following experiment is to derive cardiac progenies directly and exclusively from pluripotent human embryonic stem cells using small molecule induction. This is achieved by adding nicotinamide to undifferentiated human ES cells maintained under defined conditions. Next, cardiac differentiating cells are detached to form cardioblasts, floating cellular clusters, in a suspension culture. Once formed, cardioblasts are attached to cardiac differentiation media where they continue to develop into beating cardiomyocytes. Ultimately, results are assessed by immunofluorescence with deconvolution or confocal microscopy and by electrophysiological recordings.
The main advantage of this technique is that it allows efficient induction of pluripotent human embryonic stem cells exclusively towards a cardiac lineage by simple provision of small molecules, whereas in existing methods of multilineage differentiation, only a small fraction of cells pursue a cardiac phenotype.
There are a few steps to be careful with when preparing stock solutions. Take care to slow thaw matrigel and human laminin from -80 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius overnight. Store media at 4 degrees Celsius and always warm up the media to 37 degrees Celsius before use. Also, when preparing human ES cell media, some of the supplements are added just before it is used. These include BFGF, ascorbic acid, human insulin, activin A, and transferrin. Next, make the matrigel or human laminin work in solutions immediately before plate coating. Incubate the plates at 37 degrees Celsius in 5% carbon dioxide. After the gelatin pre-coated tissue culture plates are prepared, the gelatin can be replaced by the matrigel or laminin work in solution. Coat these plates by incubating them overnight at 4 degrees Celsius. Begin by allowing human ES cell colonies to grow for 5 to 7 days and then prepare to split some of them. Select colonies with more than 75% undifferentiated human ES cells. They are usually slightly opaque with defined edges. Colonies containing piled up cells, an indication of the beginning of differentiation, usually appear to be white. Colonies containing mostly differentiated cells usually appear to be clear. Do not select white or clear colonies. Hold the plates up to the light and use a marker to outline the slightly opaque colonies on the bottom of the plates. Along the outlines, use the edge of a sterile P2 pipette tip to detach the surrounding fibroblast layer from the human ES cell colony. Then remove the surrounding fibroblast cells and also remove all the differentiated parts of the colony. Now aspirate away the old media containing the detached differentiated cells. Next, in each well, wash the undifferentiated cells once with human ES cell media lacking BFGF, and then add 3 ml of fresh human ES cell media containing BFGF. BFGF is added to the fresh media immediately before use. Now, use a sterile P2 pipette tip to cut the colonies into small pieces and detach them from the plate. Pour the detached colony pieces in their media into a 50 ml conical tube. Pour an additional 1 ml media rinse per well. The cells are now ready for further differentiation using small molecules. Begin by warming freshly coated plates to 37 degrees Celsius. Aspirate the coating solution from the plates and add a 4 ml aliquot of media containing colony pieces into each well. Then, gently transfer the plates to an incubator without shaking them. Do not disturb the plates so they are allowed to seed. Then remove most of the old media, leaving just enough media so that the cells remain submerged. The cells should never be allowed to dry out. Mix fresh human ES cell media containing basic FGF and nicotinamide. Add 4 ml of this media to each well. The media can be stored for up to 2 weeks at 4 degrees Celsius, during which it can be used to refresh the cell culture every other day to grow the colonies. After 8 to 10 days, the cells will have undergone morphology changes to large differentiated cells, multiplied and piled up. Then, proceed with a suspension culture. To make a suspension culture, begin by detaching ES cell colonies from cells that have spontaneously differentiated and migrated out to form a fibroblast layer. Use the aforementioned technique with a sterile pipette tip. Then, aspirate away the old media containing floating, detached fibroblast cells. Wash the cells once with HESC media and resuspend them in 3 ml of HESC media. Now, using a sterile P2 pipette tip, cut the colonies into small pieces and detach them from the plate. Pour the media with detached colonies into a single 50 ml conical tube. Rinse the wells with 1 ml of media and add the rinse to the pool. Then, aliquot 4 ml of the pooled cells into each well of a 6-well ultra-low attachment plate. For 4 to 5 days, keep the plate in an incubator to allow floating cellular clusters, or cardioblasts, to form. To advance the cardioblasts to the beating cardiomyocyte phenotype, pull them together in a 50 ml conical tube with their media. Then, centrifuge the cells at 1400 rpm for 5 minutes. Aspirate away as much of the old media as possible and add an equal amount of fresh cardiac differentiation media containing 10 millimolar nicotinamide. Mix the floating cardioblasts with pipetting. Then, aliquot 4 ml of the cardioblast suspension into each well of 6-well tissue culture plates. Transfer the plates to a 37 degrees Celsius humidified incubator to allow the cardioblasts to attach to the tissue culture plates overnight. Every other day in culture, replace the cardiac differentiation media containing 10 millimolar nicotinamide. On day 8, switch to cardiac differentiation media without nicotinamide. Continue to replace the media every other day. Within 2 weeks after the withdrawal of nicotinamide, beating cardiomyocytes will begin to appear and increase in number. Nicotinamide is rendered sufficient to induce human ES cells maintained in the defined culture system to transition from pluripotency exclusively to a cardiomesodermal phenotype. Upon exposure of undifferentiated human ES cells to nicotinamide, all the cells within the colony underwent morphological changes into large differentiated cells that downregulated the expression of OCT4. The cells also began to express the cardiac-specific transcription factor NKX2.5 and also express alpha-actinin. Both characteristics are consistent with a cardiomesoderm phenotype. These differentiated cells continued to multiply and increase in size. In areas of the colonies where cells had piled up, NKX2.5 expression became more intense. After detachment, the nicotinamide-treated human ES cells formed cardioblasts in a suspension culture. After permitting the cardioblasts to attach, cardioblasts were treated with nicotinamide for 1 week. 1 to 2 weeks after withdrawal from nicotinamide, beating cardiomyocytes began to appear with a drastic increase in efficiency. They appeared as cellular clusters that pulsed with rhythmic contractions. Spontaneous multilineage differentiation of cells that did not undergo nicotinamide treatment did not express these characteristics. Cells within the beating cardiomyocyte clusters expressed markers characteristic of cardiomyocytes, including NKX2.5 and alpha-actinin. The contractions of the beating cardiomyocytes were confirmed by electrical profiles to be strong, rhythmic, well coordinated and well entrained. They displayed regular impulses reminiscent of the PQRST complexes seen from body surface electrodes in clinical electrocardiograms. Furthermore, the cardiomyocytes could retain their strong contractility for over 3 months.
Once mastered, this technique can be used to generate cardiac precursors and beating cardiomyocytes uniformly from pluripotent human embryonic stem cells in about 5 weeks if it is performed properly.
Today, we're diving into a huge breakthrough, telling our own stem cells how to heal a heart. For years, scientists have been asking this exact question, and, well, it's been pretty tough. You see, stem cells have this incredible promise. They can become almost any cell we need. But the problem has always been control. Getting them to do what we want has been the real challenge. Making new heart cells, for example, has been, to put it mildly, super inefficient. If you just leave them alone, less than 2% of these stem cells become heart cells. And that tiny number, that's been the biggest roadblock holding back new heart therapies. So researchers knew they needed some kind of key to unlock all that potential. Turns out, they found the solution in a surprisingly simple little molecule. It's called nicotinamide, or NAM for short, and it basically points the cells in the right direction. The process is really straightforward. You add NAM, and the cells start down the path to becoming heart cells. And this is where things get really wild. The results are an absolute game changer. Just look at that difference. The new method dramatically boosts the number of heart cells you get. So we go from less than 2% efficiency to more than 50%. That's a huge leap. In fact, NAM actually creates over 95% of the precursor cells needed. Incredible. So how does this one little molecule pull off such a complicated job? It's pretty clever. It flips a master switch gene that basically tells the cell, okay, time to become a heart cell. This is just a massive deal for regenerative medicine. It's simple, efficient, and way more predictable. Now, it's not a silver bullet just yet. It's a huge step, but there are a few catches. For one, this specific recipe only works on one type of stem cell, so it's not universal. Yet. But what this research really shows is a clear path forward for mending damaged hearts. So, could the key to a broken heart really be this simple molecule? We're closer than ever to an answer.